market commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. Hope everybody had an amazing weekend as we are heading into a brand new week. For those of you new to the channel, do me a favor, click that subscribe button down below. Really helps out a lot. If you are not new to the channel, do me a favor, leave a comment section on anything you see in the video. It also helps the magical YouTube algorithms identify that people are actually paying attention, and that helps a lot. So let's go ahead and dive right in. One of the rules on the daily market commentary is that when we draw lines on the charts, we leave them on the charts, holds us accountable as traders, and I don't have a whole lot to cover this evening. The reason I don't is because we just didn't have a whole lot of movement on Friday to speak of, and nothing really came near our levels. And so far this evening, we're down about 4.5 points, coming down just a little bit from the open. Not a whole lot. We've seen that the momentum has overall slowed down in the S&P. If I look at this on a 4-hour chart, that momentum is very easy to see. Our highs are getting closer together, and our pullbacks are getting bigger, right? So our momentum is slowing down on our rally on the 4-hour time period. So that slowing of momentum is definitely something to concern yourself with if you're looking for the long position. If you really want to, give a shot for a potential short, I think you could have an opportunity right up in here. So keep an eye on this area right here as a potential short. It is I don't know if it's going to get touched again this evening. I'm going to put this in a purple line so that we know that it's on a 15-minute chart, so lower degree of probability. But it is an area that I believe that we could get a little bit of a reversal. The other side is that it's a whole round number right at 2,800. So if we get a little bit of a rally back up there, that may be a place that we can see price come down to. Nasdaq, I will not take a short in the Nasdaq. Reason being, we're too close to the all-time high. If I'm going to short, I'd rather short the S&P. This could be a potential long opportunity in the Nasdaq. Keep this area in mind. I talked about this last week. Right now, we're looking at a very limited reward to risk ratio on this, so I'm not going to set this up overnight as a trade. I'm not in love with it because I don't like that I've got this area up here. So keep it in play. I'd like to look at it again in the morning and see kind of what it looks like. If we break below this low on the hourly chart, I think there's room for price to fall a bit further, as that momentum has shown weakness. So I would look at the S&P for any short opportunities. Crude oil. So crude oil, we've really just kind of been chopping along sideways after our contract rollover has occurred. We do have a little bit of an area up here where we may see a bit of a reversal, so let's keep that area in play. Just been chopping along, not a whole lot happening in crude, so nothing really to add there. Gold, this is the the level we found on the daily chart for potential reversal. This could be a really good candle-to-candle trading opportunity as price gets up into this range. So look for this on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then the other side of this is that we're seeing the dollar gain some strength. And so as the dollar is gaining strength, we could see a continual weakness in gold. Looking at our bond market as well as our currencies. In our currency market, we had the Canadian dollar really take a nice rally off of our buying opportunity. Strong move on our Canadian, and it came right to our breakout point. And what's funny is that breakout point, which we'd identified a while ago, is exactly where we hit, and we have been unable to break it. So if you missed the long here, I've got another potential breakout long above that area right here. So hopefully you're able to play that Canadian move as it rallied up. In the euro, we've got this little area down here for a potential, if price comes back into this. This could be a good buying opportunity if we get a pullback. Not sure that we will into this region, but that pullback does indeed still exist. And then in the Aussie. So in the Aussie, I'm looking at this gap area up here. Now, I have not checked this gap area on any other platforms, so I would like to cross-reference that with some other platforms. I have noticed that oftentimes we'll see these kind of gap areas in currencies on one asset class, but not on the other. As we shift in between the two periods here. But this is a potential reversal point right up in this region here. Last and certainly not least, Great British Pound, Japanese Yen. Now, the Japanese Yen, we had a potential short set up in here where I thought was a pretty good little opportunity to get short. Price almost got us filled and then laughed itself away and then came right through and just blew right through the stop. And sometimes you're going to get those, right? As I like to say, Mama told me there'd be days like this. And we blew right through that little stop. And that's okay. Prices continue to rally up from that region, which has completely changed our overall trend direction. On the 4-hour chart, I've officially put in a higher swing high as well as a higher swing low. We've come to this area right up in here so that we could get a bit of a pullback. And if we get a pullback, now I would look for a potential buying area. And I'm going to look right in here for a potential buying area if indeed we get a pullback to the 1 hour on the 1 hour time period. This area right in here should be a decent little spot. On the Great British Pound, we almost entered into our region without not quite getting there. Rallied right back up. A large part of these rallies were all on the dollar move, right? And so strong rally back up. We've come into an area of a potential reversal point here. So for those of you that are so inclined, I think you may get an opportunity to short it, for a little momentum trade in the overnight hours, U.S. overnight hours, especially even after the European market opens. Let's see where it falls in this area. So not a whole lot to cover this evening. I wanted to kind of fly through those. If you've got any questions, please do me a favor, send me an email, chuck@iiefinancial.com. If we have no major moves, then I won't have a video out tomorrow morning. But in the meantime, hope you guys have a great trading day. If you need something, please reach out. Talk to you soon.